Did you know that a whopping 30% of adults in the US have used dating apps, and yet 74% of them believe that finding a partner online is not a viable option? Talk about irony! Leave a comment below if this is you. The paradox of modern dating. It's like we're stuck in this digital love labyrinth, thumbing our way through an endless barrage of filtered faces. But let's face it, how many people do you know who found their happily ever after a hot streak on Tinder? I'm guessing not many. While dating apps are saturated with potential matches, it's clear that they're not the golden ticket to love that we once imagined. In fact, they've become more like a digital mirage, a place where love seems within reach but somehow always eludes us. But don't despair, there's hope yet. If dating apps aren't the magic solution, where does one find that elusive partner? Buckle up as we dive into the world of meeting people without swiping right or left. Welcome back to another mind-blowing episode of The Ultimate Man, your modern source for dating advice, relationship advice, and everything in between. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. That way, well, we gain another subscriber. Remember the good old days when people actually met in person? No? Well, let's take a trip down memory lane. Back in the day, before our screens took over, dating had a different flavor. It was a time of face-to-face conversations, stolen glances, and palpable chemistry. Those were the days. Now you might be thinking that I'm just an old romantic, nostalgic for a time when men were men and women were women, but bear with me, there's something to be said about the thrill of a real-life encounter. You see, back then, dating wasn't just about swiping right. It was a game of charm and wit. It was about the butterflies in your stomach when you locked eyes with someone across the room. Picture this. You're at a party, the music is playing, and there's this girl. She's laughing at a joke and her eyes are sparkling. You walk over, introduce yourself, and the conversation flows. You're in the moment, the connection is real, and the sparks are flying. There's no profile to read, no photos to swipe through, just you and her and the chemistry between you. This is the old school charm I'm talking about. It's about the excitement of the chase, the thrill of the unexpected. It's about feeling the tension, the electricity in the air. It's about the suspense, the anticipation, and the joy of the unexpected. And you know what? This old school charm isn't dead, it's just been overshadowed by the convenience of our screens. But we can bring it back. We can step away from our screens and step back into the real world. You see, dating apps might give you a sea of options, but they can never replicate the magic of a real-life encounter. They can't capture the spark in someone's eyes or the warmth of their smile. They can't convey the charm of a witty banter or the thrill of an unexpected connection. So the question is, can we bring back the old school charm in this digital age? Absolutely. Now put down that phone and listen closely. It's time to master the art of meeting someone without needing a dating app. First and foremost, let's talk about social events. You know those things where people gather in one place and have actual conversations? Yeah, they still exist. From music festivals to gallery openings, from book clubs to cooking classes, there's a whole world of social gatherings waiting for you to join. And guess what? People there are just as keen to meet someone new as you are. Here's a pro tip. Choose events that align with your interests. If you're into art, go to an exhibition. If you're a foodie, attend a cooking class. This way, you'll meet like-minded people, and you'll already have something in common to talk about. It's a win-win situation. Now let's move on to another classic, joining clubs or groups. Whether it's a sports team, a hiking club, or a chess society, these groups are fantastic for meeting new people. They offer regular meetups, a shared interest, and a sense of camaraderie that can quickly turn strangers into friends, or more. Remember, the key here is to be active and involved. Don't just show up, participate. Be the one to suggest a new hiking trail or to organize the next book club meeting. Show your passion, your enthusiasm, it's infectious, and people are drawn to it. Next up on our list, community activities. Volunteering, neighborhood cleanups, charity runs. These events not only provide an opportunity to meet people, but they also show you're a person who cares about their community. And let's be honest, who doesn't find that attractive? Last but not least, let's not forget about the good old-fashioned way of meeting people, through friends and family. Yes, it might sound a bit old school, but it's a tried and true method. Your friends and family know you well, and they're likely to introduce you to someone who suits your personality and interests. So don't shy away from those family gatherings or friends' parties. You might just meet your next date there. Now I know what you're thinking. But what if I'm shy? Well, that's where your charm and wit come into play. Remember, confidence is key in any social situation. Practice your conversation skills, listen more than you talk, and always be genuine. People can sense authenticity, and it's a quality they admire. So, you see, the world is your oyster, and you don't need an app to find your pearl. Alright, now that we've got the basics covered, let's talk about some ground rules. Because, let's face it, you can't just go around saying how you doing to every person you meet. That's not how it works in the real world, champ. First off, do respect boundaries. This is an absolute non-negotiable. You're not a door-to-door salesman, so don't act like one. If someone's clearly not interested or looks busy, it's time to back off graciously. And remember, no means no. No exceptions. Secondly, don't be too pushy. You're not trying to close a business deal here. You're looking to connect with a fellow human being, so don't rush things. Allow the conversation to flow naturally. If they're interested, they'll stick around. If they're not, well, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Now, on to the do's. Do show genuine interest. It's not all about you, you know. If you're only talking about yourself, it's not a conversation, it's a monologue, so ask questions, listen actively, and engage in the conversation. Trust me, people love it when you show interest in them. Also, do be confident but not cocky. There's a fine line between the two. Confidence is attractive, cockiness is a turnoff. So hold your head high but keep your feet on the ground. Don't forget to be yourself. This isn't a role play. You're not trying to be someone you're not. Authenticity is key here. If you're pretending, it'll eventually show. And that, my friend, is a guaranteed ticket to the friend zone. Lastly, do be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you're not going to meet your soulmate in 5 minutes. So take your time, enjoy the process, and let things unfold naturally. Remember, it's not about playing games, it's about being genuine and respectful. So go out there, be yourself, and let the magic happen. You've got this. So there you have it, folks. Meeting someone without a dating app? Not as impossible as it sounds, is it? Make sure you like this video and keep watching. We've covered a lot of ground today, but let's take a moment to recap. We've exposed the irony of dating apps, how they often act more like roadblocks than highways to love. We've brought back the old school charm, the thrill of catching someone's eye across the room, the adrenaline rush of walking up and saying hello. Yes, it seems like a scene from a black and white movie, but trust me, it's still very much possible in full Technicolor. We've also delved into the art of meeting people without apps. Remember, it's all about being present, being open, and being yourself. It's about rediscovering the joy of spontaneous conversations and unexpected connections. Whether it's at a park, a bookstore, or even at your favorite coffee shop, potential partners are everywhere. You just need to keep your eyes open and your smartphone in your pocket. We've armed you with the do's and don'ts, tips to make your first impression count and faux pas to avoid like the plague. Remember, confidence is king, but arrogance is its jester. Be interested and interesting, the two magic words that can open up a world of possibilities. Meeting someone without a dating app? It's not just a possibility, but an adventure. It's the thrill of the unknown, the excitement of the chase, and the satisfaction of a connection born out of a genuine interaction. It's about living life, not just swiping through it. So the next time you feel the urge to swipe right, remember, the world is full of possibilities. And who knows, your next great love story could be just around the corner. At your local grocery store, perhaps? See you in the next video.